Hey everybody, I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we're the Movie Bros. Wow, it's been a long time.
It's been quite some time. We're right back in it though.
Yeah, we're right back on the horse.
Yeah, there you go.
Spencer, what do we watch today?
Today we are at Cinépolis in San Mateo, one of our favorite theaters, and we saw Moonfall.
Yes.
If you're watching this, then you know by now a huge problem is heading our way. An emergency meeting is being called at our usual place immediately. Free bagels.
I was surprised.
I was surprised as well. I didn't realize that this has a little bit of pedigree to it. So the directors for this actually directed Independence Day, Day After Tomorrow. There's some other movie names on there that people would recognize. And I think actually it shows a lot because it's very reminiscent of like a mashup of those movies.
Well, and the movie had a big scale to it, right? The moon is falling. You have to do something kind of big and kind of epic. But as you can see behind us, this movie theater was completely empty.
Yes.
And I think because there are a lot of people out there trying to, thumbs down on the movie, I read an article earlier today that said the movie was it just had disparaging comment after disparaging comment. But I think we all go to the movies to be entertained. I was entertained.
I agree. I was entertained. I was probably the person pre-disparaging, sending out disparaging comments before seeing this. I was not excited to see this movie. I was dragging it beforehand.
There were four of us that came to see the movie together. Spencer and I do the movie reviews. But I'll tell you, I think everyone, with the exception of me, was surprised that the movie was not horrible.
I think it's exactly as it was billed for. You know, it's like a big action blockbuster. There's a lot of CGI, crazy things are happening. If you've seen the trailer, you can get little other pieces of the story that we won't necessarily give away now. But it was interesting. It was a fun ride. You have to just suspend your disbelief for a lot of things in this movie, but it was very entertaining. I was genuinely surprised by the quality of story, which I did not expect to be there.
I was for sure you were going to come into the movie and say there wasn't enough backstory for you. There wasn't enough character building for you.
Right.
I thought it was just enough. It wasn't more than it needed to be.
I could almost say that there were some characters that I did not need to know about. Yes. There were people in this who, like, kind of side characters that we got like little bits of their story, like the son. I don't give a shit. I'm sorry.
I mean, but they're trying to make arcs.
Right. Yes.
They're trying to make story arcs, and it gave something else in the movie to watch, a story outside of the main story.
Right. Yeah, and it like you said, it did provide some character quality and depth that you got to know a little about these characters and why they're kind of so driven to save the planet and go after these things, because at any point anybody could just give up, and there we see people who pretty much give up
in the movie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You are the unidentified source?
Oh, yes.
So yeah, it was really interesting. But yeah, it basically tells the story of a disgraced astronaut and his partner, and how they come together with a rogue doctor.
Theorist.
Doctor? Excuse me, he is a doctor.
Conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. He refers to himself as a doctor. I'm okay with it. And they team up together to figure out this phenomenon that's causing the moon to go off its course, and what they can do to save it in a very brief amount of time.
What did you I mean, I agree. I think the movie was heavily CGI'd, and there were some aspects of the CGI that were looked very fake.
Right.
But overall, I thought the movie looked good.
The CGI was a little gratuitous in parts, but I mean, it's,
The Earth is coming apart.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you have the moon kind of almost crashing into Earth. I don't know how you do that non-CGI. So, for the sake of the movie and the story they wanted to tell, although it was a bit much, it was necessary.
The movie definitely had some over-the-top aspects to it. I did like it. It made sense to me. I mean, sure, I don't know how the moon is going to come that close to the Earth, except for maybe in this situation. But at the end of the day, I go back to that initial comment that I was really entertained.
And I think that's for me also the key takeaway here is I Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, it's a big action blockbuster that's kind of doing a lot of things just for the special effects. But overall, it was a fun romp. It felt a lot like Independence Day to me. Before I saw the movie poster out front and saw that it was from the same creators of Independence Day, I was gonna say it has a lot of that same feel in the story that they tell. And I totally get the Day After Tomorrow vibes as well, with some of the big pictures and whatnot. Listen, I thought it was actually a lot of fun. I can't believe I'm saying this is a good movie.
Let's get into rating.
All right, let's do it. All right, I'm just going to repeat basically what I just said. It's a great, fun action movie. You need to take your mind off something for a couple. I don't know how long this movie was, but it felt like it had to have been at least 2 hours.
It went by quick though.
Yeah, it's a nonstop action romp.
Yeah,
There's enough story to get you interested. There is even more than I had expected. They easily could have left out some parts of it and it would have been less interesting and maybe would have fallen kind of more flat as I expected. But there is more to the story than initially meets the eye, and I thought that actually made it a pretty cool movie. I'm going to give this one, sheerly on the fact that it is fun, and I recommend that you see it, an 8.
Wow. Okay, I gotta agree. I think that the trailer doesn't do the movie justice, and I'm not sure how you can make the trailer better so that you are more likely to go see the movie. I agree with Spencer. I thought the movie was also an 8 out of 10. I thought it looked good, it sounded good, there was just enough storyline there to keep you interested, and the movie had a lot of energy and action. I really enjoyed it. You heard it here from the Movie Bros on a Friday in an empty movie theater. We think you guys should see Moonfall.
We do, but Jeremy does need to give a number to his score.
I said 8.
Oh, you did?
I thought the movie was also
an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10.
All right, anyways.
I started off with the score.
Okay, I got it.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys on the next one.